Why does marriage feel like a deadline for so many women? It's a question I've been thinking about lately. Not because marriage itself is a bad thing. In fact, many people dream of finding a loving partner and building a life together. But somewhere along the way, especially in many traditional cultures, marriage stopped being just one part of life and started feeling like the main milestone people use to measure success. Think about it. A woman can graduate from university, build a career, become financially independent, travel, learn new skills, work on herself, yet somehow one question still manages to follow her everywhere. When are you getting married? For many women, that question isn't asked once or twice. It's asked repeatedly. At family gatherings, at weddings, during holidays, even during casual conversations. And while it may sound harmless on the surface, hearing the same question over and over again can create something powerful, pressure. Sometimes it's obvious. Other times it's hidden behind concern. A relative says they're just looking out for you. A family friend says they're only trying to help. Parents worry about your future. Most of the time, these concerns come from a place of love, but even well-intentioned pressure is still pressure. And that's where things become complicated, because what many women are really struggling with isn't marriage itself. It's the feeling that their lives are constantly being evaluated against a timeline they didn't choose. A timeline that says certain things should happen by a certain age. Finish school, get a job, get married, have children. And if any part of that timeline changes, people start asking questions. But life isn't a checklist. People grow at different speeds. Some people find the right partner early, others find them later. Some choose a different path entirely. Yet society often treats these different timelines as if they're mistakes instead of choices. What gets lost in these conversations is everything a woman might be doing during those years. Maybe she's building a career. Maybe she's taking care of her family. Maybe she's healing from experiences nobody else knows about. Maybe she's discovering who she is. Maybe she's simply learning how to create a life that feels meaningful to her. Those things matter too, but they don't always receive the same attention. That's why so many women become frustrated when every accomplishment is followed by another question about marriage. Not because they dislike the idea of marriage, but because they want their lives to be seen as more than a wedding date. And honestly, that's not an unreasonable thing to want. A person's worth cannot be reduced to a relationship status. A woman's value doesn't suddenly increase because she gets married, and it doesn't decrease because she hasn't. Thankfully, many people are starting to challenge these expectations. More women are speaking openly about these experiences. More families are having conversations that previous generations may never have had. And more people are recognizing that support looks very different from pressure. Support listens, pressure pushes, support respects timing, pressure creates deadlines, support allows people to make decisions for themselves. Pressure makes people feel as though they're running out of time. Maybe that's the conversation we need to have more often. Not whether marriage is important, but whether we've become too focused on it. Because marriage can absolutely be a beautiful part of life, but it shouldn't be the thing that determines someone's worth. A woman can be successful, ambitious, kind, creative, independent, confident, and complete, whether she's married or not. Perhaps the goal shouldn't be reaching milestones according to someone else's schedule. Perhaps the goal should be creating a life that genuinely feels right for you. And that timeline will look different for everyone. What do you think? Have you ever felt pressure to follow a certain timeline in life? Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your perspective.